Is this the part where I lead in about Mike and Mike's excellent adventure?
Our current excellent adventure is destroyed toys.
Yeah, because we talked about Keanu Reeves in the previous episode, your shelf got destroyed or something, right?
I guess Keanu Reeves' spirit was just like, well, I want to be a Green Lantern, and then just knocked over all of the Earth-based Green Lanterns from the top of my shelf, and they came flying down and just decimated all the Marvel Legends on my desk.
Which Green Lantern would Keanu Reeves be?
Probably
Kyle
Hal
Rayner.
Because DC will never make a movie without him, because DC loves Hal Jordan, the most boring Green Lantern of all time.
Yeah, where the hell's Jon Stewart, you bastards?
Where the hell's Kyle Rayner?
No, we need
Jessica Cruz.
We need to have the GOAT. That is Guy Gardner. When is it? That movie's going to be too violent for theaters, am I right?
Probably.
Because Guy Gardner's an asshole.
So let's remember that Green Lantern, the movie, destroyed a lot of things, and the Green Lantern Corps just, wrecked my D-Arts Metal Garurumon, bowled over the Yudo Lupat figures, knocked down Majin Buu, who then took out Martian Manhunter and Typhoid Mary. They crushed Cyclops. Black Manta took out Jack Skellington, and the evil Red Ranger crushed the alien Xenomorph.
This sounds like the ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny, I'm not going to lie.
It's actually kind of amazing. Oh, also they bowled over all the X-Men.
Oh, God. That's when the part when Chuck Norris came coming in crushing Batman with his thighs, right?
Yes.
So all the X-Men decided to fight Chuck Norris just to see if they can beat him, and they apparently couldn't.
Yeah, I don't even know how to respond. This is the biggest crash I've had in months.
Since the stock market.
Yeah, actually, yes. I think the stock market crashed less than this.
My God.
I think the problem was that the knees gave out on my DC Direct, Simon Baz.
It all started from there.
I think he fell, and then he took the rest of them with him, and it's all because Mattel hasn't released their Simon Baz, which would actually have, hopefully knees that work. But then again, Mattel doesn't know how to release a single toy anymore, so...
So you're saying to sue them, right? Because I can be your lawyer. Not really, but let's say I can be.
Sue them for, having me have a wave of figures on pre-order for more than a year.
Yeah.
Pushing back the release date 9 times. I was supposed to have this Lex Luthor wave in February, and not even the eBay scalpers have it yet.
Okay, that's a problem.
Right? What the actual hell do they think they're doing? Because it seems like they just don't want to release anything. Because the thing is, too, is, I guess I just don't want to release them because the Aquaman movie figures were, scheduled for, release on, October 1st, and I found them 2 weeks early at Walmart. But, yeah... Doesn't seem like they ever want to release any of the comic figures. They had a whole year where they weren't obligated to release any movie toys. So they could have just, bum rushed a bunch of comic figures out to make fans happy and drive up sales. But instead, they just decided not to release anything. They released the Clayface wave. That's
everybody's favorite character.
What was that?
Said everybody's favorite character.
I mean, it's a pretty dang good Build-A-Figure.
I mean... Probably. I'm a poor man. I don't buy things.
I want to give Mattel money, but they just don't want it.
They don't want it.
Yeah,
that's an issue.
I've had Linda Carter Wonder Woman. She's been canceled by the retailers for not getting enough. They're we're not getting any stock. Mattel hasn't sent us anything, so we're canceling all our orders. That's happened to me 3 times already this year.
Jesus.
Big Bad Toy Store literally has a note saying, yeah, if we don't get them by November, we're just canceling everybody's orders because there's no point in having things on an order if we're never going to get them.
We're never going to get them. Why? Because they don't want to sell them.
It's just so baffling because I'm really more of a DC guy than a Marvel guy, but I've bought 60 Marvel Legends this year, and I've bought 5 DC Multiverse figures. And I bought every comic-based DC Multiverse figure that's come out, mind you.
Jesus.
Actually, let me throw in the 2 TV figures because they did the 90s TV Flash and Batman Forever Batman, and the 5 figures for Clayface, and now there's the 4 figures for the Aquaman movie. So we're at 11.
Jeez.
11 figures in 10 months. I was getting more figures when there was a subscription service that was only giving us 1 figure a month.
Jesus.
I really don't even as far as toy companies go, I think Mattel takes the case as being the like number one worst right now, at least for me. I mean, they have no problem releasing Jurassic Park toys. Let me tell you that those things are everywhere.
Well,
There's
yeah,
plenty of them, but
because
I don't,
the human raptor hybrids have to be made into toys.
which they are.
What? Why? Why would they do that? Why even give Jurassic World the time of day?
Like, it's so bad because they released the human raptor hybrids, right? And they're out there now, or at least one of them is or something. I don't really follow it that closely. They got that out, but no one's found the Jeff Goldblum figure.
Man, that's
That
a
may be a
shame.
Target issue because Target doesn't like stocking anything anymore. And let's see what else. Yeah, the Jeff. Okay, Majin Buu keeps falling over. He's a little.
Boo wanna be a toy again.
Boo needs to stop falling over before he gets put in a box.
What? Kevin Spacey? Is that you?
Oh god.
Seven him. Boo is in the box. Boo's in the box. Oh man.
Well, anyways, back to Mattel for a second. Okay, yeah, okay, so they can release like human raptor hybrid people and like 30 plus like dinosaur figures in less than a month, but yet I've been waiting like literally since I think April for the first live action Wonder Woman figure that was announced at San Diego Comic-Con 2017, I believe. Oh, yeah, that Lex Luthor wave that's not out, that was Comic-Con 2017 as well. And Comic-Con 2018 was hype as hell because they showed off like 35 new figures. And now I've come to the realization that I should not be getting my hopes up because I'll never see them.
You'll never see them.
They'll never come out. At this rate, I consider that DC Multiverse is a canceled toy line and that anything that comes out is just trickles of a dead line that just happened to make it to stores.
So basically like fan subbing.
That's the thing. Fan subs are more consistent than these figures releasing.
Holy shit. That's scary.
Oh, it's terrifying.
As we complain in the episode. Well, as you complain in the episode.
I mean, I complained about how, like, oh, look, they're trickling out, like, 1 or 2 episodes at a time over the course of a year. So now we have, like, 10 episodes in 1 year. 10 episodes is still more than 5 figures.
Yeah, that's true.
And
I mean,
also,
by math standards, my math may be off, but yeah.
I mean, fan subs are free, too. So it's like, okay, sure, these people are doing it for free. Mattel is literally sitting on money that they don't want to have, apparently, because they're just not putting anything out.
Why do you think that is?
Here's my theories. I got 3 theories for this. Like, theory number 1, I think that they thought that they couldn't sell DC toys unless there's a movie out. So they're like, okay, we're just going to hold everything for October when we put the Aquaman toys out. Well, October's 1st is come and gone. Nobody's found any comic figures aside from like 2 Walmart exclusives that are kind of sort of not showing up because Walmart sucks at stocking things.
This is true. I can confirm.
So there's that. Number 2, I think was, well, here's the thing. Problem number 1. It's like they forget that online retailers are a thing.
How do you forget that?
I don't know because they online retailers were allowed to post pre-orders for the Aquaman figures on the night of September 30th, and they released October 1st.
You would think the company that has Barbie would understand online selling.
You think so? Barbie and Hot Wheels, like they have their own individual web stores. They have product releases with specific times and dates. Everything comes out in stores or street dates. It's on time. It's always there. People just walk into stores when they're supposed to be out, and they're there. But it seems like there's Barbie and there's Hot Wheels, and then there's the rest of Mattel.
They have their cash cows. Forget about the other shit.
Right. It's like those are our 2 things that will keep us afloat. The rest of Mattel is handled by like a team of 5 people, which is why they focused all their effort on Jurassic Park and Jurassic World stuff, and then they had no time to release DC. Except wait, that's not how it works because the DC design team is the 4 Horsemen, which is a well-known action figure sculpting studio who have their own Instagram page, and we're learning from a guy who was a packaging designer that got moved up to figure design that got fired because Mattel just cut 3,000 jobs.
That sounds like a lot.
We're learning from him that they keep sending these figures off to production and then they're just not getting produced. Like they finish sculpts, the figure's all ready to go, and then they send them off to production and then they never see the light of day. And so it puts them in a weird position because people are asking them on Instagram and Twitter and such. They're like, hey, where's the Lex Luthor wave? And they're like, we don't know. We sent them to production.
We could blame Jesse Eisenberg for this.
I mean, that would be easier than the actual answer. Because the actual answer is we don't know. Like, Mattel Shop just got closed down like 2 months ago, which was like Mattel. Like, Mattel used to have Matty Collector, which is like a whole collector's focus website. That's a podcast for another day because that was like a hot train wreck. But I missed that because they would put stuff up regularly. But then Mattel Shop like never put anything good up. Then it just closed down out of the blue. And then now we're just left with no communication from Mattel, only communication from designers who only know the design part of it, and a whole lot of why are there no figures?
Is this why Hasbro is better?
This is why Hasbro is better. Like, I would rather be drowning in Marvel Legends to the point where I can't afford all of them and have no display space than whatever the hell the DC Multiverse line is.
Because at least you know you're getting things.
Yeah, at least with Marvel, like, there is stuff, and I can pick and choose. With DC, I buy everything because why not? It's only 5 figures.
Yeah. It's like, there's a limited amount of resources that you can have at the DC stuff. The Marvel stuff, you're drowning in it.
Yeah, the Marvel stuff is like, if I don't want this Wolverine, I can get this Wolverine instead. DC, it's like, I still don't have a Vixen figure, even though she's been on toy packaging since 2012.
Jeez.
I think that figure's cursed. That's probably what's throwing everything off. Like, the 2012 packaging was like 75th anniversary of DC Comics, had artwork of all these characters, and up until that point, all those characters either got released in that year or released prior, except for Vixen. So people have been asking since 2012 for Vixen. No, it's not even 2012. That was 2010. My bad. That was 8 years ago.
You damn liar.
I'm losing track of time for their not doing stuff. So then they say, okay, well, Vixen's coming out in the Lex Luthor wave, and then here we are most of a year without a Vixen being released. So it's like, we even got the goal of, here's Vixen, but yet no one has it. Not even online scalpers, not even overseas retailers, nobody has it. And that's, I think, the biggest issue here is that nobody has it. Like, stuff leaks out usually, but here we have, so it's not a retail problem. That just means Mattel just hasn't put these figures out for anybody.
Damn. This sounds like when we're talking about the DVDs for Godzilla, this sounds like them just having such shitty understanding on like the supply and demand aspect of, well, their consumer.
Yeah, absolutely. Like with the Godzilla stuff, it's like people would buy stuff if they put it out, right?
Yeah.
DC fans, like, as much as people complain that Mattel's like behind the power curve in their action figure design, the DC collectors that have been collecting since 2008, when I really started this whole mess, like, I'm in far enough. They completely changed all the body molds even, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna keep buying because it goes with this collection I've been building forever. And the thing is that there's two sides of the coin too, because like there's Mattel who doesn't put out anything, and then there's DC Collectibles who just keeps putting out the same 7 characters all the time, and they've rebooted their figure line.
Flash, Cyborg, Batman.
It's not even that. Like, I would take variants of characters would be nice, but it's literally, here's DC Icons Batman. Here's DC Essentials Batman. They're the same figure. God. One is an inch taller. And they're both the Rebirth costume.
That's funny.
And so it's like they like, the thing is, they did this bold shift. They're like, all right, we're gonna add articulation and accessories to our figures and call it DC Icons. We're gonna shrink them by an inch, so that we can afford to put like all the articulation and all the accessories we want into them, right?
Yes.
Well, that was a popular line, so naturally they canceled it. Canceled like 20 figures out of it, and then decided, okay, we're going to go back to our old scale, but we're keeping the same price point, so the figures have no accessories, and they're molded in clear plastic and painted over, which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think it's just figuring out why your shelf
Superman, Aquaman, Flash, Reverse Flash, Brainiac, Black Manta, somebody I'm forgetting, Deathstroke.
Maybe your shelf got destroyed because of your anger.
What was that?
I think your shelf got destroyed because of your anger. It's flowing through you, like the
most
dark
likely.
Side,
I'm really kind of annoyed with, like, I look at my DC collection. I'm like, this I never have to change it again. I can just leave it here because I'm never gonna have any new figures to add. And I look at Marvel. I'm like, that's gonna need another wall.
That's a funny way of putting it.
It's really a night and day kind of situation. It's like I still own more DC figures, but Marvel's gonna catch up and probably surpass at some point.
So is it just like the whole like you know how Marvel movies are just outselling the DC movies? Is it just the same thing now in figures, you think?
I think so, and it's actually the same exact situation as the movies because the Marvel figures are 100 times higher quality than the DC figures.
Jeez.
It's like Marvel, the MCU just pumps out movies without problem, and everyone's relatively pretty happy with them, and they make a bunch of money. Marvel Legends just has like these really good body sculpts that they reuse, so they're just like pumping out like 8-figure waves without even like breaking a sweat. And then like DC's over here like, oh, we got five figures. One's a Superman that nobody wanted. One's a Martian Manhunter from the TV show, which DC Collectibles made a year ago. We got Batwoman finally. We got Jessica Cruz, which is the first time she got a toy, which is really slow for everybody because that was like 3 years after she debuted. And then, oh, and here's a new Two-Face that's on our body mold from 2007. And it builds this amazing Clayface that was supposed to have weapon hands, but those were cut because they were supposed to be included with Toys R Us exclusive figures, which then got reshuffled into other waves, I guess, because we don't really know when those are coming out.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows anything's going on in Mattel.
It's also like the same thing with the DC movies because I remember when the Flash movie was announced to be Flashpoint, but apparently that's not the case anymore.
It was not Flashpoint, then it was Flashpoint, then it was not Flashpoint, then Flashpoint again, and now it's not Flashpoint.
Which, I mean, make up your damn minds, but maybe avoid Flashpoint for now.
You have to have an established universe before you can do Flashpoint.
I know, like, what would be the point?
Also, we've adapted Flashpoint 3 times now, and nobody's done it properly, so let's just not.
Let's just not do it. Let's not do it, because then
Flashpoint isn't the only Flash story in the world.
Don't tell DC that, because they don't know.
According to DC Comics, Watchmen's the greatest thing to ever be made, and everything must be like Watchmen. Flashpoint is the only Flash story to ever exist. Batman is the #1 superhero, and it's everyone's favorite character. Harley Quinn is the most popular female character of all time, and she has every superpower in the book and breaks the fourth wall because she knows she's a comic book character. And that everyone, all DC fans love dark stories about killing off heroes and tragic twisted tales of tragic deaths of their favorite characters only to be brought back 8 months later unnoticed. And continuity reboots are DC fans' favorite things.
Unless you're Roy Harper's daughter, then you're never being brought back.
Oh, yeah. And it's funny. I was happy when they brought back Wally West. Not too happy about that anymore.
Wait, what? What did they do to Wally?
He's dead now.
What? Why?
Mass shooting at a sanctuary for superheroes with PTSD. And the killer was either Booster Gold or Harley Quinn. And it's a 9-issue series, so this shit's gonna get dragged out for months.
Oh, no, why?
Oh, and Wally's already died twice in Rebirth since he came back. So this is his third death in 2 years.
Why? This is basically Wally West has become the new Peter Parker.
Wally West is like a character everyone was like, why isn't he in the New 52? And for DC, why aren't you bringing him back? We all love him. And DC's like, oh, you love him? That must mean you want him to die tragically over and over and over again. And it's like, no.
That's not the
case.
case.
The greater DC fandom does not give a crap about Barry Allen. Most of us grew up on Wally West. He was the Flash for 25 years.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just so frustrating, right?
Yeah, that sounds irritating.
We have DC Comics who chooses to ignore what the fan base wants. We have the DC movies where we just shout, what the hell are you even doing? You have the DC toy lines where DC Collectibles cancels half the stuff they announce, and Mattel just doesn't release anything. And then we have, I don't know what's left at this point. TV shows?
I mean, I don't watch the CW
shows are all right. I enjoy them.
But are they better than the Marvel Netflix stuff?
Personally speaking, yes, but that's because the Marvel Netflix stuff is not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I get you. I've seen some of the Luke Cage stuff.
I watched 1 season of Daredevil and 1 episode of Defenders, and I'm never going back.
No, man. See, the problem with the Daredevil Netflix movie, the Netflix TV show is that Ben Affleck was in Daredevil.
I agree.
He's the man without fear, and he's the Dark Knight. He has the best of both worlds. He's blind as a bat.
And he's getting kicked out of the DCU, probably.
More than likely, because I
And
don't
we're
know.
also losing Henry Cavill, so hooray! But so let's just go through the TV cycle. We got the CW shows, which are pretty serviceable, and I enjoy them. Like I don't really like outside of Arrow, I really don't really complain about the CW shows.
I mean, the Arrows is basically the Tumblr shipping show now, right?
It is. It has been for like seasons. It runs in a circle. Like all its plot points run in a circle.
Oh, your squares
It's
make me so.
infinite loop. It's more repetitive than Kamen Rider.
Dear Lord,
Yeah.
that's scary.
Oh, and it's an hour every week for 23 weeks. Anyways, CW shows get a pass for the most part because the rest of the shows are good. Gotham is fantastic. I'm sad it's ending. Krypton turned out really damn good for being a show about Superman's grandfather. Like that premise, like from the beginning, I was like, this is gonna suck, and then I watched it, and I was like, this is really good. What the hell?
Like, what made it good? Because when I heard about it, I was like, this sounds dumb.
So what they did was that they, instead of like having Krypton be like this crystallized paradise, it's actually kind of like a really bad wasteland where there's like a lot of like poverty gap between like the super rich who live in the nice cities and like the impoverished people who live in the gutter. And there's a whole rank system based on where your families were born or whatever, which is like the setup. But then you have like Adam Strange traveling through time to stop. There's like something like a villain was traveling through time to stop Superman from existing. So the whole plot is to try to make sure that Superman still exists at the end of the day. And so like they bring in like Brainiac and General Zod, and they kind of throw the whole like, okay, so we know what happens to Krypton. This is more about the journey than the destination kind of thing. And so they pulled together this really smart sci-fi show, and it airs on Sci-Fi, so that's appropriate. But it's like this really cool like sci-fi show where it's like it's on an alien world. It's got these characters and there's all these like, different changing allegiances, and it's like 10 episodes for the first season, so it's really nice and condensed. And it actually turned out really good. Like I was surprised. Like, I was really honestly surprised by that show.
That's mildly shocking.
Yeah, I was like watching this and I was like, I'm just gonna watch this for the novelty of it, and then I was like hit with, oh wow, this is actually really good drama stuff. I'm gonna keep watching. Plus, next season's going to have Lobo in it, which is going to be really.
Oh my God, Lobo! Awesome. I love Lobo. He's
They're going to have live
anti-hero
action
that just
Lobo.
doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have live action Lobo, which is going to be kind of amazing, I think.
Man, see, that's where DC messed up. We have Venom coming out, we have a Joker movie coming out, but where's the Lobo movie, huh, assholes?
Apparently, Michael Bay pitched a script to the DCU executives for a Lobo movie, and he said the only problem with my script is going to cost you $200,000 to make. No, 200 million to make. Sorry, 200 million to make. And apparently, they've been mulling over that script as a possibility.
I mean, at this point, what does DC have to lose?
Money.
I mean, they're already losing money.
The thing is that with Lobo, and this is with Aquaman too. When I see Jason Momoa, I think Lobo.
Yeah, he does look like Lobo. It's kind of like, I think you were cast for the wrong character.
Right? But then there was like people like, oh, Michael Bay's making a Lobo movie, then why is it's probably gonna be Mark Walhberg? And I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of okay with that.
Mark Walhberg is Lobo.
I mean, he spent 2 Transformers movies not caring about anything.
He was talking to the leaves with M. Night Shyamalan, Chameleon.
Exactly.
Kingdom. I mean, you know what? Do it. Let's get it done.
I'd be so down. I'll buy tickets. I'll buy tickets before I even see a trailer. Like I'm just like I'm gonna see it.
I'll reserve my seat for the theater immediately.
Yeah. Back to TV, we have DC Universe, which is a certainly interesting streaming experience.
Oh, is it?
It is. I think it's a little rough around the edges and interface, but I do appreciate the fact that it has like thousands of comics that I never really want to buy, but I want to read. Like stuff that's only collected in like, $100 hardcover omnibus editions. So that's nice. And TV show, movie-wise, it has all the stuff I already own on Blu-ray and DVD. So there's that. But there's a couple things I haven't seen that's on there, which is neat. But then, like, there's original programming coming up, which can be... I don't know how I feel about Titans yet. I'm probably just going to watch it out of... I already bought the subscription.
Man, fuck Batman.
Yeah, exactly. But Young Justice Season 3 is probably the biggest thing with DC stuff right now that's making me really happy.
My only problem with Young Justice was, how we talked about them killing DC killing off Wally West. Young Justice Season 2, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Ended with Wally West dying or something.
Yep.
It's like, why? You didn't even need to do this. Your show's being canceled. Why are you killing off Wally West?
They didn't know it was canceled at the time. In their defense,
Okay.
they thought they were getting a third season, but then Cartoon Network told them no.
No, God.
Because they said like, I think it was like officially stated like, I think one of the producers said like, if we knew we were getting canceled, we would have cut the Dark Side teaser.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But they turned in the episodes and then got told they were canceled. I think the same thing happened with Thundercats. Like I think Thundercats was like, yeah, they're like, yeah, they said that we might get a second season, so we left a little bit open, and then they turned in the episodes, got told, yeah, you're not getting a second season. They're like, wow, we would have really changed that ending.
We would have just made it an actual ending, But
I feel like Green Lantern, the animated series, had enough forethought because it has a really conclusive ending with a little bit of a tease.
man, I forgot that existed. I remember watching that from time to time.
And there's poor Justice League action. Nobody knew it even existed, and it died, and like nobody even knew it existed.
That's true. Because
It was fantastic. I loved every episode of it. Like I thought it was really well made. It was really cool, and they had like an episode that was like a follow up on Green Lantern the animated series, even. But yeah, no, that show came and went without anyone noticing. Like nobody even reported the news that it was canceled.
That's insane.
Like it flew so under the radar. Nobody even talked about it getting canceled. We know it's canceled because it's been, was it 10 months since an episode aired?
Yeah.
And we're at this point like, okay, I guess it's canceled.
I guess we're done.
I guess we're done at this point, probably, just because again nobody knew it existed. But I mean, at least it existed. It was great. Teen Titans Go still going strong.
How is that?
Teen Titans Go is a series that produces no Siri, I'm not talking to you.
No, Siri wants to know.
Anyways,
she needs to know.
Teen Titans Go is a series that produces 52 11-minute episodes every season with a team of 15 people. So the thing is that when it gets a good episode, it's really, really good. But then there's the rest of the episode, which usually are pretty lacking. It's just because you can only keep up the creative energy so long before it just fizzles out, especially with that small of a team doing that many episodes.
That sounds insane.
And the show gets so much hate for that too, to the point where the creators inserted a song about themselves and their insane workload to explain to the audience why the show isn't always like top tier quality every single episode. It's really crazy. But they had a movie. That movie was fantastic.
And then that movie teased the whole 6th season.
Oh yeah, that may actually go somewhere, because like Teen Titans Go, the movies did make money. So we'll see. Like it would be funny if like just Teen Titans season 6 just randomly gets announced for DC Universe.
Like they preview like the next season of Teen Titans Go, and then it's like dramatic reveal. It's actually the 6th season.
I made the joke at the time, but I was like, okay, so Teen Titans Go got renewed for season 6. They're teasing Teen Titans season 6. What if the whole season's a crossover and it's to explain how the two shows are just one show, but with like reality warping like things where it's like the Teen Titans Go version of the Titans are like split off from the regular Titans, and the regular Titans are like held up in some micro dimension, and the Go Titans have to go save the original ones. That would be the most ludicrous thing ever. It probably will never happen. But I think it'd be funny. It's like Teen Titans Go season 6 is also Teen Titans season 6.
Just for that, I'll give it a chance for that.
Well, there we go. Live action Titans instead just ends with teaser. Coming next season, it's just Teen Titans season 6.
No, like it's just they connect all the Titans together. They connect the fuck you Batman Titans, the regular Teen Titans anime show, and then Teen Titans Go. They're all connected to one thing.
That would be awesome. Just a big old crossover. They keep having to censor the live action Titans. They do it Who Framed Roger Rabbit style, so like the animated Titans are in.
I was thinking just that. And then you have all the Robins standing next to each other. But like the Teen Titans Go, Robin has like Looney Tunes powers, so obviously he's immune to all the pain.
They just start like the Teen Titans Go Titans just start singing, and then the live action Titans and the original Titan cartoon just like they're like, are they just doing a musical? All right, we're just gonna leave and just leave them.
We're just leaving. That means they have to get Christopher Lloyd to be the villain.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. We need to get jobs at DC and make this happen.
I mean, apparently they're firing everybody, so there might be job openings.
Right?
What the hell is like DC Metal, by the way, or whatever it's called.
Dark Knight Metal.
Yeah, what the hell's that?
So that was a crossover. It was like 6 issues with a bunch of tie-ins. It was like this big ass crossover in the DC universe, and the whole concept behind it was that Batman was trying to access the powers of Nth Metal, which Nth Metal is traditionally used by Hawkman and Hawkgirl for their wings and their weapons. So Batman tried accessing that, and so it ended up involving the entire DC universe because Batman opened up the Dark Multiverse, which featured 7 evil versions of Batman, where each of them like killed and stole a member of the Justice League's powers.
Okay.
So you had like Batman the Red Death, who had like stole like Barry Allen's Speed Force and became Batman the Red Death because he was from the Dark Universe and everyone's evil. And then there was like a gender bent universe where like female Batman stole like a female Aquaman's powers. Then there was like another one where like Batman became Doomsday and Batman became Ares, and then there was the Batman Who Laughs, which was basically the Joker as Batman.
Oh wait, I remember hearing that because I remember there was like a big deal of like Batman and the Joker working together to fight that Batman.
Yeah, that was like one of the big moments.
Which is funny because it coincided with when Goku teamed up with Frieza in Dragon Ball Super.
Oh yeah, that happened like the same time. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck's happening?
Like, what even is this world? But Dark Knight Metal, I think, was a decent event. I think it got a little bit convoluted overall, but it did bring back Hawkman and Hawkgirl out of the whole thing, which was great. Which I thought that was fantastic. And it did kick off this new era of Justice League that we're in. Like, they did that. And then they followed it up with Justice League No Justice, where like the source wall got cracked and like all kinds of different cosmic events started happening. And then like they just reshuffled the Titans lineup, and that comic's been better than it ever has. The new Justice League comic's fantastic. Justice League Dark's pretty good. Justice League Odyssey's really interesting. So it's like the one part of the comics that seems to be coming together really nicely is the Justice League corner of it. The Batman corner's got problems with like the wedding that didn't happen. And
wait, what? They didn't get married?
they didn't get married.
What? Why?
Six months of build up plus like a 5-issue weekly lead into the wedding, and they didn't get married.
See, this is my problem with like comics. They're afraid to just take the next damn step. I swear to God.
Same month, Colossus got left at the altar too.
Oh my God.
It was not a month for weddings. I'm really nervous because apparently Ben Grimm and Alicia Masters are getting married in like a Fantastic Four wedding special in December, and I'm like, can this be the wedding that actually happened?
Yeah.
The actual description for that comic is, yes, this is actually happening.
Finally, after so many years, you're getting married.
Someone's getting married.
Because, like, that's the thing that happened to Spider-Man. Like, he got married to Mary Jane. They were going to have a kid.
Shot, and he's like, well, guess I better sell my soul to the devil.
The devil, yeah. Might as well just, go to Satan to solve this problem. The character who...
Mary Jane and Peter are back together now.
That sounds, But then, what was the cost? It was Red Goblin. That was the cost.
Yeah, but also, like, at the same time, Secret Wars happened and rebooted the universe, so...
Yeah, another Secret Wars. Yeah,
that comic was terrible because its whole entire purpose was to get rid of the Fantastic Four because Disney wouldn't want to, like, promote Fox's stuff or whatever else. So dumb.
Yeah. I mean, that was the same reason they were getting rid of some of the X-Men because the same issue.
Yeah, like, Disney put a ban on creating New Mutants. They're like, no more New Mutants. Just work with what you got.
But now they don't care anymore because, they got the fucking rights now.
Right. Like, the Fantastic Four comic got so hyped up before the Disney Fox deal, like, happened. I was like, they're not hyping this up on just a whim because it's the Fantastic Four. They're going to get that Fox deal. I know what's going on here.
Yeah, they're easy to read.
Yeah, now they're bringing back Wolverine. It's like, I always say that, like, Marvel comics feel like promotional pamphlets for the movies, but it really, like, you can kind of figure out what they're planning to do. Like, the new Avengers comic is, like, the original movie lineup plus Doctor Strange. I don't know if Spider-Man's on it. But then there's, like, She-Hulk and Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. And Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider was already introduced in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and people are thinking they might replace Hulk with She-Hulk in the movies. So, yeah, it's like, it really is one of those things where you can kind of read what Marvel's planning to do with their movies by paying attention to their comics.
I'm surprised they haven't bought out Sony just so they can get all the Spider-Man characters at this point.
I think it's because that Sony's playing nice currently. Like Sony's like, yeah, you can have Spider-Man. Disney's like, all right, you're safe from buyout for a few more years.
Yeah, but we're going to make a Venom movie. Dumbasses.
They had me sold at Tom Hardy playing Venom because at least at that very least that part of the movie should be pretty good.
I want the entire movie to just be a buddy cop comedy.
That would be amazing.
Or like Eddie's like the good cop in the symbiote's just like the bad cop that wants to eat people. I mean,
From what I've seen in the trailers and some clips, it's like Eddie, like the symbiote just like throws a dude into a wall, and Eddie's just like, "Why'd you do that? Why? Don't do that!
don't do that. No, listen, I gotta do it. He was in my way, you see.
It's like, why'd you eat that guy?
Because I get hungry. Why can't I eat food, huh?
Yeah, I think it'd be fun because like Tom Hardy's playing the Venom voice too, so he's just gonna be playing off himself the whole movie.
He's just talking to himself.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited. I really am because like even if that movie just turned out to be like a hot mess and like a garbage fire, I watch DC movies. I'm used to this.
Yeah, I mean at this point, why not just give it a shot? I mean, the
still
movie
enjoy
just looks
Justice League more than
so.
most people do, but
The movie looks so 90s. You might as well just like try to see if there's an enjoyment factor to it. Like it could be so bad that it's good. Like Spider-Man 3.
I'm going into Venom, like where I'm just like, you know what? I want to see Tom Hardy as Venom. If the movie sucks, whatever. Like as long as Tom Hardy as Venom is enjoyable, which as far as I can tell it will be, the movie can be whatever it wants to be. I don't really care anymore. Like I think
What?
like,
Shit! Holy shit! That's funny. So apparently there's a Japanese band that's doing a song for the movie. There's a J-pop Venom song.
wait, which band?
uh, Uberworld.
Oh my God, Uberworld's doing the Venom song.
Yeah, I just found
Oh
that
my
out.
God, they've done so many anime themes.
Well, Venom's anime now.
There we go. Holy
That's
crap!
fucking great.
That is so much better than the Eminem song that we got for our version of the movie.
Yeah, jeez. At least play some DMX, you assholes.
Right?
The only issue that I have about the Venom movie is that fucking Riot is the main villain of all like things. It's some symbiote from
Here's
the
the
90s.
thing. Woody Harrelson's apparently in the movie, but yet we've never seen him in a trailer.
Oh, interesting. I wonder who he could be playing.
Probably Carnage.
I know, right? Ah, man. Wait, how did we even get to this topic? Weren't we talking about your broken shelf?
We're talking about my broken shelf and how the DC universe was as broken as my shelf. And like Mattel was just terrible. And then we just like got back to Marvel because it's a little bit more fun to talk about.
And because we were talking about the goat that is Venom.
Yeah. Let's talk something positive about DC. Aquaman looks great.
Aquaman looks amusing. With the actor that should be Lobo.
Yes, but that Black Manta is like what I'm hyping most about.
Shazam also looks interesting.
Yeah, that looks really funny. Like, I honestly feel like that's just gonna be like a good, like, lighthearted movie.
I mean, you never know. Like, Wonder Woman was a shock.
This is true.
No one expected Wonder Woman to be as good as it was.
Yeah, and it should be interesting to see how, like, I think Shazam's gonna be one of those, like, sleeper hits.
I'd be happy for that, just because we need good movies.
I would laugh so hard if Shazam gets better reviews than Captain Marvel, and I'd be like, look, DC had the original Captain Marvel, and it did better at the.
It did better at the box office, you dummies.
I really don't have any ill will towards either. Like I don't like when people are like, oh, which is your like, you know, which Captain Marvel had a better trailer? And I'm like, both of them were good. Can we just say that? Is that an answer? Do I have to pick one or the other?
No, you gotta pick one. It's a war, comic war, baby. It's like when you had to choose between your favorite Sentai and Rider, even though the answer is probably Sentai.
The answer is Sentai because it's a more like Rider's such a hot mess of a franchise. I can't handle it.
There's a lot of hit and misses in Rider, more, and Sentai has been more like at least feels more consistent with enjoyment factor.
Sentai's had 42 consecutive seasons. Rider had like a 3-year gap, a 6-year gap, and a 10-year gap at one point. And it really needs another gap.
Yeah.
To kind of refresh things. Sentai is just so consistent in how it does things. I think it's because Sentai is more character focused than story focused, while Rider is more story focused than character focused.
Rider has definitely been focusing on its narratives, as we talked about with like Build in the last podcast.
Yeah, and I think I like Sentai being character focused really helps its longevity.
Yeah.
Because like I could watch Ninja no problem, but I couldn't stand Ghost.
I can't sit through Kabuto, but I can sit through like Bokenger or Tokuger.
I watched all of O-Ranger despite like really disliking it about 10 episodes in. And yet I can't like sit through like Blade.
Okay, Blade. Yeah, Blade's the super hot mess that I'm so baffled that people like. But I think it's because it was one of the first like writer shows to be subbed in the West.
Yeah.
So it's like a kind of like a special little TV show for people. But like as a whole, it's like awful.
Watching Zeo has made me like appreciate Decade.
Yeah, because at least Decade had things.
Yeah.
Decade had at least decent action.
Yeah, and it had like Tsukasa being like just dick that just ran around all these worlds. I'm like, I kind of appreciate that.
Tsukasa is Lobo, isn't he?
He is.
He's basically writer Lobo.
This is why Masahiro moving over to Garo was like perfect because he already was playing a Garo character.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Jeez.
Super excited for his show. That's gonna be great.
Fun times ahead. Fun times ahead. And then
Fun times ahead. I'm excited for New York Comic Con because Marvel Hasbro probably gonna show us a bunch of Marvel Legends and then be like, well, there's no DC toys to buy, so I guess I'll keep buying these.
Mattel just says, yeah, we're just not doing anything this year.
Mattel probably won't even show up. They didn't show up to last year's New York Comic Con.
They don't even have a booth.
They didn't even have a booth last year. They dropped off that Lex Luthor wave, I think, with DC Collectibles. And so, like they were like, oh, could you just like stick these in the case?
Can you just like put these on the side? Thanks. And everybody's like, what what are these? You know, just things that are coming out. Maybe. Never.
Right. Yeah, no, that's New York Comic Con should be interesting. At least we're getting a Hellboy trailer. That makes me very happy.
Oh, is it a reboot or an actual sequel?
It's a reboot because Guillermo del Toro is busy and Ron Perlman is old.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to. I was just curious because I haven't really heard anything about it.
It's been very little information. Like we have like casting news. David Harbour's playing Hellboy, which is really interesting choice actually.
It's not Tom Hardy.
But we've got like one still, and then we got a poster today and saying like, "Hey, trailer." So it's like a lot of stuff's been like really like secretive on this, and it's because it's like a lower budget kind of smaller film. Which I
miss those types of things. It's the lower budget stuff.
I think that's what Venom is too. Like Venom's just kind of like a lower budget.
It looks low budget. Like it doesn't look like the high budget that Sony would put into it.
Venom apparently only has a budget of $40 million.
Jesus.
Which is actually kind of genius because that means this movie has like a very hard time failing.
Yeah, just makes it. I think it can make $100 million easily.
Yeah, definitely.
By name alone.
Yeah, I think so. So it's like it's a smart gamble for Sony. It's like they can
because like even if it's like $40 million and you double that for like the terms of budget, you will still make $20 million back.
Oh, totally, yeah. And then also like if they just like are doing like if they do their Black Cat and Silver Sable movies as like low budget like smaller movies, like they can still make money from that, you know?
Oh, you know what would sell those movies? Because every goddamn person's like a pervert. You should just combine the two and then have them be lesbians.
See, that it was originally announced that they were going to be in the same movie together, and they got split up.
See, that was their failure.
Right. But then again, they're not moving forward with any of that until they see how Venom does.
Yeah, I probably expect like something mixed.
With Venom and Into the Spider-Verse, it's like Sony is just trying out two different directions they can go with their Marvel movies, and they're seeing which one does better before deciding how to continue.
I'll give them credit for doing something different with the Spider-Verse movie, just because
that's
it looks
a really
so different
kind of movie.
Yeah, I like the different types of like animation and colors they're using for it.
Yeah, and it's also like Teen Titans Go, the movies kind of like had a like it had like a, it like was like, oh hey, animated superhero movie like Lego Batman movie too, but then both of them are just kind of like they're there. Like if Into the Spider-Verse is a big hit, that can like change the whole landscape.
Yeah. Get more Mask of the Phantasms.
Because some characters only work in animation.
Yeah. Plus, then you can get like the ideal voice for that character and get the ideal design for animation.
Oh yeah, totally.
I think we've run on long enough though.
I think so.
Because like I'm pretty sure Wheels is listening to us going, man, these motherfuckers are talking too much. I'm gonna kill them.
He's probably like taking notes to give us later because he's just like Mr. Producer Man and like, oh.
He wants us to get pictures of Venom, not Spider-Man.
Hey, how about we just fan cast the Fantastic Four real quick?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, Reed Richards, who's your pick?
Reed Richards. Some bastard. Man, on the top of my head, I'm not sure. Because like Reed Richards is like super nice guy that I can't think of anyone cool.
Yeah, like it's a hard pick because I think like a bunch of actors that I think would be good for the role are like too old or
Yeah.
roles already.
Yeah.
We'll just go with the internet's favorite pick of John Krasinski.
Sure. Why not?
All right, Sue Storm.
Jessica Alba.
Never
Just
again, please.
never again. Huh? Who would make a good Sue Storm?
If this was the '60s, Elizabeth Montgomery would be perfect because Jack Kirby like drew Sue Storm to resemble her. So,
Yeah.
but this is the '60s. We can't bring people back.
Hey, we can use the power of Zio to go back in time.
No, that'll just erase her from history.
Oh, that's true. Man, you bring up a lot of good points. You see, it's hard because a lot of like everything now feels like you can't really have different faces to be in these movies anymore. Like
I
everybody
think
just wants
our producer just suggested Alice Eve.
Alice Eve, maybe.
All right, Ben Grimm, the thing.
CGI.
Well, yeah, but someone's got to play him for the Ben Grimm part.
I like the guy they originally had.
Michael Chiklis is awesome.
Yeah, like he was great as the thing, I thought.
Yeah, Bruce Willis is a name that's been thrown around.
You know, maybe Bruce Willis, because then he won't have to really get out of bed. He just voice.
You can just Vin Diesel it.
Yeah, Vin Diesel it. I mean, I can see Bruce Willis, but I'm really looking forward to Glass though. Speaking of Bruce Willis.
Oh, here we go. David Harbour. He's already having fun with Hellboy and makeup. Let's just throw him in the thing.
Yeah. Let's just do it with the thing. Yeah, you're already in makeup. Go and do another more makeup.
Yeah, be like Ron Perlman. Just get known for that.
Yeah.
Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm.
My pick's easy. It's really obvious too.
Oh.
Zac Efron.
Maybe, just maybe. I can see it.
I really, because like he already has like that cocky personality in most things he does.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, Wheels, you need to make the poster now.
Okay, who's gonna play Doctor Doom?
Me.
Perfect. Play Namor.
Shit, you're right. Where is Namor?
Should we get an Asian actor?
Yeah, we do. Crap, I forget his name. There was some actor who I really liked.
Ludi Lin, because he needs another gig after Power Rangers.
Yeah, let's do that. No, let's get Ninja Black.
That wouldn't be a bad choice at all.
Let's just get him because he did Ultraman Powered. He needs to redeem himself.
This is true.
Jiraiya needs to redeem himself for the crimes of Ultraman.
Danny DeVito is the Mole Man.
Yes. No, Danny DeVito as Doctor Doom and the Mole Man.
He's just both.
Yes. Dual roles. Yeah, okay. I'll say Kane Kusugi for Namor, because why not?
I like that choice. Silver Surfer.
CGI.
Voice of Lawrence Fishburne again, because who?
Yeah, let's just do it.
Let's just. I mean, he's already in the MCU, so let's just grab his voice and just throw it on the Silver Surfer.
Yes, it shall be done.
Galactus. Did you get some really legendary actor to play Galactus? I like how Josh Brolin was like Thanos, and it was amazing.
Yeah,
it would be a good Galactus. Harrison Ford.
Maybe.
Because he just wouldn't care.
He just doesn't give a shit.
He's just I just ate Jupiter, whatever. He's just a depressed Galactus. He's just I'm tired of eating planets.
I'm tired of it, man. I give up. If we can't get Bruce Willis to be the thing, let's get him to be Galactus.
There we go. Dude, David Harbour is the thing, and Bruce Willis is Galactus.
It all comes together. Did you hear that, Marvel? Pay us royalties.
Oh, I know who we can bring back for Doom.
Who?
Joseph Colt, the guy that played him in the 1994 unreleased movie, because he was amazing.
Yes, let's do it.
He was the best part of that movie. Bring him back.
Who could play a good Doom though?
It's all vocal performance, pretty much.
Yeah, I saw a producer say that the guy who played Mr. Fantastic in Fantastic Four, the original.
Rufford?
Yeah. I remember when I was in middle school and we watched like a TV special series that he was in, and his character was called Hornblower. So every time I see him, I just think, oh, it's Mr. Hornblower.
Oh my gosh, it's perfect.
So essentially, what we're saying is that Keanu Reeves is going to play Alan Scott, the Green Lantern.
Yes. We're also going to say that we're going to have Steve Blum voice Annihilus for an MCU movie because Steve Blum deserves a starring role.
Yes. And that weak knees destroy shelves.
Yeah, weak knees destroy shelves, so everyone get your knees glued in place.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying Mike? Our producer says Michael Chiklis for Galactus.
Sure.
I've been watching Gotham, and Michael Chiklis is like the police chief in Gotham, and it's amazing.
Jawline.
Jawline indeed.
The guy who played the Doom in the original Fantastic Four movie also was all right, I thought. The one from Nip Tuck or whatever.
Oh yeah, him.
I think that's enough time for today because
whose voice be Bill Hader?
Yes.
All right. I think we did it.
There we go. Done and done. Anyway, thank you for listening to this unrecorded episode of Mike and Mike's Excellent Adventure featuring Shelves and Keanu Reeves. We want to thank Keanu Reeves for using his likeness and his voice for nothing in this podcast.
And not releasing anything, meaning that bank account stays in the positive.
Yeah, see? That's the bright side of Mattel doing jack shit.
I have too much money and they won't take it.
Too much money. I don't know how to do it.
I've had money for a Lex Luthor wave sitting in my account for 8 months.
8 months, and this poor boy can't buy a simple Lex Luthor figure.
Like,
you're sick men, Mattel.
5 figures to build a Lex Luthor. I'm honestly like a week away from just ripping it out of the account and then just buying a Marvel Legends Sentinel.
Just as to insult the injury.
Yes. I have to buy something Marvel. I'm going to be like taking money away from DC. It's the only solution.
It's the final solution, one would say.
Yes. Like, I'm not going to put into Toku stuff.
Buy more DVDs. I got my Jetman.
I got my Jetman too.
Yeah.
My Jetman showed up with a broken case and Amazon didn't, said, yeah, you can get a replacement in November.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
And I was like, okay, I'll just keep it and I'll just swap it out for something else like O-Ranger, which I don't care about.
Okay. So anyway, thank you for listening to us and I don't know.
We're gonna go sleep now.
Yeah, we don't really promote ourselves because we're
that kind of show.
We don't promote memes. We don't promote channels. We just promote chocolate.
And no one told you life was gonna be this way.